Juan Rulfo, 1917-1986, is considered one of the most important writers in 20th century Latin American literature. He was a key figure in the Latin American boom and a master of magical realism and the stark post-revolution Mexican landscape. His work is known for its concise style and profound themes of isolation, violence, and despair in the harsh rural environment of Jalisco. His major work are the novel Pedro Páramo and the short story collection El Llano en Llamas, The Burning Plain. We have chosen the short story No oyes, ladrar los perros, first published in 1953 in the collection El Llano en Llamas. This story is a powerful, concise narrative that encapsulates Rulfo's recurring themes of paternal sacrifice and moral ambiguity.
The story centers on an old man carrying his badly wounded adult son, Ignacio, on his back across a desolate, dark landscape. They are desperately trying to reach the distant town of Tonaya to find a doctor. The father's struggling is immense. He can barely stand, and the son's pain is severe. The father's only hope is to hear the dogs barking in Tonaya, which would signal they are close. The father is defined by his agonizing mix of duty and resentment. He carries his son only for the sake of his deceased wife. He constantly reminds Ignacio of his criminal past, a bandit who murdered his godfather, and the shame he brought to the family. Ignacio is silent and passive, perhaps near death, a symbol of the failed generation after the Mexican Evolution, burdened by his violent actions and physical ones.
Paternal duty versus resignment. The main conflict is the father's obligation to his son versus his deep disappointment and anger over his son's lives of crime. The act of carrying Ignacio is a heavy, physical manifestation of this moral burden. The harshness of the rural landscape. The dry, dark, and endless path is a character in itself, reflecting the emotional and moral barrenness of their lives. The Mexican Revolution's aftermath. Ignacio's life as a criminal is a commentary on the shattered promises of the revolution, where violence and lawlessness often became the norm for the succeeding generation.
This isn't just a story about a father saving his son. It's about a man carrying the weight of his entire failed life. The father isn't carrying his son to safety, but away from his own emotional collapse, driven only by the ghost of his dead wife's love. The most heartbreaking part is the title, Final Meaning. When they finally arrive and the father can hear the dogs barking, Ignacio is dead. His last words or actions are unknown to the father, who realizes he didn't even hear his son's voice because he had his ears blocked by Ignacio's body. He failed to hear the dogs and failed to hear his son. Thank you.